Hello and welcome to Monday night's calendar live from Headingley Stadium. Well, you join me in a place that few people get to see. Just up there, actually, is where the Leeds Rhinos have their dressing room. And behind me, look at this. There you have it. Rob Burrow amongst his band of brothers. You've got Kevin Sinfield there, you've got Jamie Jones-Buchanan, and of course you've got Keith Senior, just to name but a few. And of course, for those following in their footsteps, well, a reminder of the successes that they had on the pitch. If you just look at this great wall of fame here, all the famous faces, all the moments that they wanted to celebrate that they had on the pitch. Just look down there, there's Rob Burrow. And of course, the spirit which they had continues to this day. And they, along with 12,000 other runners, ran the first Rob Burrow Marathon yesterday. Well, what a gruelling and emotional journey that one was. They started here at Headingley, they made their way up to Otley and then back again to Headingley, of course, to the hallowed turf here where they ended. And who can forget those emotional scenes when Kevin Sinfield picked up his mate, his best mate Rob, and carried him from his chair over the finishing line. It was emotional, it was a remarkable day, and Johnny Brown has been looking back at it.
They're in it together. Rob Burrow carried over the line by his friend Kevin Sinfield on the rugby pitch they shared for so many years. That bond between two friends inspired tens of thousands of people to try to make a difference, standing by the mantra, help others in any way you can.
If someone's doing it tough next to you and struggling, get your arm around them, give them a smile, help them through.
Their followers hanging on every word, the former Super League stars and Rob's wife Lindsay took centre stage ahead of a race they'd run in unison in one man's honour.
Motor neuron disease, it's a horrible disease and we'll do our bit as much as we can help.
What Kevin Sinfield's done is nothing short of spectacular, really. It brings everybody together. We need to find a cure for it, don't we?
We've reported on Rob and Kev so many times, and I came along here a year ago when they launched it, and I just thought, you know what, get off the sidelines, join in, give it a go.
I think even the start line's going to be emotional. It's a day, yeah, it's for Rob.
And outside the stadium in which they made their names, a sea of race jerseys. The orange and blue of motor neuron disease awareness, vivid in the Sunday sun.
Nobody knew what it was when I started my life as a consultant neurologist, and now I have people coming in saying that I've got Rob Burrow's disease. So the awareness has been absolutely tremendous.
After some encouragement from his daughters, under the number that adorned his shirt, Rob and thousands more began the 26.2-mile route, the crowds taking part more than matched by those cheering them on. For some, it was a pilgrimage of thanks. Dean travelled 400 miles from Penzance to spur on runners, including his son and nephew, while paying homage to those he credits with putting his condition on the map.
Because of Rob and Kev, everyone understands what it is, and there's less embarrassment.
An array of good causes feeling the benefit of the fundraising. The crowds at the roadside in Leeds brought everyone from fancy dress fun runners to 81-year-old Hillary an extra shot of energy.
Considering it's been a frenetic week, with things happening every day, I'm feeling amazing.
Through Headingley towards the Wharf Valley, the streets were lined with those keen to give them a hero's reception. Kevin and Rob's story of friendship touching hearts at the race's turning point in Otley.
It's just so emotional that a friend can do that for another, and that their friendship endures through everything. In fact, I cried.
Full of admiration for them. Fantastic effort.
Then the uphill struggle commenced. The baking heat visible on the tarmac, onlookers still showering runners with support, as the reasons to keep on going pushed thousands through the pain barrier.
Really tough and hot. We lost our friend Neil last year to MND, so that's why we decided to sign up and do it.
It's only 4.5, 5 hours of pain.
For my nana, she had MND, she passed away 2 years ago.
I'll be honest, it's one of the worst things I've done in my life, but it's been worth it because it's for Rob Burrow, isn't it?
The long slog ended on the Headingley turf, a stadium standing by to roar Rob, his family and friends over the line.
It was only right that we went over together, and I didn't want him beating me, you see. If he'd gone over in the chair in front of me, he'd got a faster time, so it meant that we got the same time. He's inspired me so much, and he's inspired so many people across the UK and worldwide now. I know how much it meant to him. I know that over the challenges over the last couple of years, we've been desperate to get involved, but we've just not had the means to be able to do it and be able to look after him properly.
It was tough, but we set out to get the job done, and I think thinking of Rob and what he's going through just kept me going.
You're a legend. You've always been, and you will always be. We love you.
And while his very presence inspired shows of gratitude, Rob's loved ones say his story only goes to show just how urgently breakthroughs in treatment are needed.
All the families and the people that's suffering, hopefully days like this and fundraising and raising awareness can get that cure across the line, because we need it.
The Rob Burrow Marathon united people in the hope they could create change, inspired by a man who continues to fight for it. The £3 million raised so far, it's hoped, is just the start. Jonathan Brown, ITV News, Headingley.
Well, it was certainly a day to remember for those thousands of runners, wasn't it? I've got one of the people who took part in the marathon here, a very special person, actually, Ian Flatt, who we've met before on Calendar. Good evening. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good, thanks. But more to the point, Ian, you have MND, just like Rob Burrow, and you did the marathon, just like Rob Burrow. How do you feel today?
I feel fabulous. I feel so just floating on air. It's just such a wonderful experience. Exceeded everything I could ever dream of, really.
And you got round with the help of your partner, Martin, Team Flat. Yeah. I mean, he's great taking on these challenges with you, isn't he? Because you don't. Your wife was saying that you didn't expect to do it.
No, that's right. I'd wanted to do it, and then Martin rang me out of the blue and said, "Do you want to do the marathon?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, we'll get round." And then some other friends, and then one of my cousins. So there was 9 of us, led by Martin and cajoled and encouraged by Martin yesterday. And we all finished. It was fabulous. It's such a beautiful micro picture of that friendship that I think the last couple of years, 3 years with Rob and Kevin has been about. It's just that beautiful friendship, personal relationships, community, Because I've got to say, yesterday, the crowds, the way people came out of their houses and cheered us on was beautiful, absolutely stunning. Yeah.
Well done for all that you did in helping to raise awareness for MND alongside Rob Burrow, and for raising the money as well. I know your mum was there cheering you on from the sidelines. Terry, you've come over from Canada.
I have. I've come from Canada last Thursday, yes.
And to see your son complete something so phenomenal.
Absolutely. It was very special. It was very special.
And wife Rachel, you were there by Ian's side, as you always are as well. How was it for you?
Oh, it was amazing. It was very emotional. The whole day, being able to see him off was just incredible. I mean, he's been so excited. It's been like Christmas all week. He has not slept. He's just been, come on, when are we going? So we were up early, and he was a nuisance from the start. So in some ways I was quite glad to see him go, to have a bit of a break. Yeah. But yeah, what an incredible day.
Thank you. And so far as everything that Rob's done in raising awareness for MND, what kind of a difference does that make to you, Ian?
Well, I think we all say, don't we, that he's changed the narrative. It's the way the disease is talked about is massively different. There's so much hope and so much to celebrate with the progress. But Rob and his family, and Lindsay especially, they've given a point of focus that we never had, and a point of hope that we never had before.
And you've got that now. Yeah. Thank you so much, Ian, Terry, Rachel. Thank you for sharing your story with us. Well, that's it from us at Headingley for now, but we will be back here later talking to plenty of runners, including a truly amazing 81-year-old. She's a record breaker. Plus, we'll hear from the experts about the vital part that these marathon fundraisers could play in finding better treatment and care. But for now, we need to go back to John in the studio. See you later.
Yes, thanks, Lara. We'll be back with you shortly. Now let's turn to the rest of the day's news. And a murder inquiry is underway in Huddersfield after 2 bodies were found at a house earlier today. Well, Sally Simpson joins us from the newsroom with the details. Sally, what more do we know?
Well, John, paramedics were called to an address on Harp Inge in the Dalton area of Huddersfield just before 10 o'clock this morning, where they found a man and a woman who'd suffered multiple injuries. Police also attended, and the 2 victims were confirmed to have died at the scene. A full police presence has been in place at the property where this happened and in the surrounding area, while detailed forensic inquiries are being carried out. And West Yorkshire Police have reassured people living in the area that a full investigation is ongoing into the murder of this man and woman. They say they're conducting extensive inquiries at the scene and at other locations in the Dalton area as detectives investigate the circumstances of what took place. They're appealing for anyone who saw suspicious activity overnight or this morning at the property on Harp Inge to contact them. Tonight, they say the increased police presence will remain on the streets, and they want to reassure local residents and the wider community that they're doing all they can to bring whoever is responsible for this offence to justice.
OK, thanks, Sally. And you can keep up to date on developments in that investigation on our website, as well as the rest of the day's news. You can head to itv.com/calendar. Well, next to an amazing collaboration between ITV and the National Lottery Community Fund, which over the next 2 weeks gives you the chance to help decide where thousands of pounds of national lottery funding is spent. It's called the People's Project, and each night this week we'll show you a project in our region doing great work, bringing people together. Up first is Butterflies Barnsley, a support and friendship group for people living with dementia and other conditions. We'll tell you how to vote after this film.
Our project is Butterflies Barnsley, and we aim to be able to offer events for people who are in need of help and want enrichment in their lives. We are a very, very dancey and sociable group. We try to create what it was like when they used to go into the clubs and sit and listen to entertainment and have a really good time. Everybody's welcome, everybody's included.
Butterflies has been a whole new social life for me. It helps you forget that you have dementia. It helps you forget if you're lonely. It helps you if you're disabled. And it's just a happy time for a couple of hours.
When you see people come in here who've got dementia and brain damage, they're sort of dead behind their eyes, but when the music starts, they sing. And I mean, Gordon might not be able to say a lot, but he'll sing along with us.
At the moment, we've got about 78 people in each group 3 times a week. And on holidays, we have a full bus of 53 people, which is fully supported. And when we do day trips, we take in 110 people.
More people are being diagnosed with dementia and Alzheimer's, and to have a support group like this, we in this area, it's just priceless. Yes. It's just absolutely priceless to be able to take my mum somewhere like this for a few hours every week. It's brilliant. It's brilliant.
Butterflies Barnsley is making an absolutely amazing differences to the lives of people that come along. They come up and tell me that this is the best thing that's ever happened to them. It's changed their lives. And they're up dancing with people that they probably wouldn't have danced with before. The main thing that we do to enrich people's lives is to integrate people with different abilities, to help people to understand each other and support each other.
I speak to people here who are in the same situation as I find myself in, and that's such a comfort. I so much want everybody else to be able to have that. Life is for living.
The money will help Butterflies keep running for at least another year. And not just the year, it will help us to sustain ourselves and build upon all the projects that we're doing, which is vital.
It helps so many people, no matter what situation they're in. You're accepted and everybody is just like a big family. It's a room full of happiness, really.
Well, the 3 projects with the most votes will receive a grant of up to £70,000 and the runners-up will be awarded up to £10,000. To vote, go to itv.com/thepeoplesprojects. Voting closes at 12 noon on Friday the 26th of May. You can only vote once per region and you'll need an email address or mobile phone number to vote. Terms and conditions and privacy notice can be found on the website.
That's right. Thanks very much, Chris. Yes, I am with some lovely people who've taken part. Louise, how was it?
It was an amazing experience. I am a little bit stiff today, but it was just one of the best things I've ever done.
It was well worth it. And Bev, you're a bit stiff too?
Yeah, the stairs were a challenge today, I must admit.
How much did you raise though?
We're getting on for about 8,000.
Wow,
yeah,
that is a lot. That's
yeah,
really good. Well done. And Steve, how about for you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Nothing's fallen off yet, and it seems to have cured my bad back, so I'm quite pleased, actually.
Oh, well, brilliant. Maybe we should all try 26.2 miles then to cure a bad back. Now, somebody here who is one of the oldest people who took part in the marathon. Not quite the oldest, though, were you, Hilary Wareham?
I think so.
Well, I think there was someone 84, but you still did a fantastic job. How was it for you?
It was brilliant. And it was made for me because I was helping somebody from 8 miles. I kept her with me all the way round and she finished.
And did you make any friends?
Well, not of this particular lady. She accepted my help and then she limped off into the distance afterwards.
Oh, Hilary, I'm sure you made a difference. Thank you very much for taking part and congratulations. I'm just going to move over to Steve Lightfoot here, who we've met on calendar before, haven't we? Because you raised money for your daughter who's 6, Zoe. Yeah. How much have you raised?
Well, as part of this run, me and a friend did it and we raised £2,500. We set up a charity for my daughter's condition because there wasn't one, infantile neuroaxonal dystrophy. We were raising money for that charity, and that was this. That's it links in with the Rob Burrow raising money for charity, and it was an amazing event, and great fun. The crowds were amazing. It was like the Tour de France, really. Everybody cheering you on, and it was tough, but I enjoyed it. Yeah,
and that's what I've heard about the community spirit. It was just so good, wasn't it? Because I think one of the things was we talk about everybody who took part, who was running the race, but also all the supporters, like you guys. You were supporting too, weren't you?
Yes, we were. We were. It was just absolutely amazing atmosphere, fantastic, and all the runners done an amazing job. We're very grateful.
Yeah, I think we are, aren't we? Thank you very much for talking to us. Well, obviously, it's Rob Burrow who's inspired all these people to run, and the lady who will be running the Centre for the Motor Neurone Disease Care Centre is Dr. Young. She's here with me now. It's so delightful to meet you.
Thank you.
What does all this mean to you?
Oh, this means the world to me because we're raising funds for the Rob Burrow Centre for Motor Neuron Disease and a bespoke place for patients, their families, a really welcoming, safe haven.
And what difference will it make, this money?
Oh, absolutely. This was good. We do need funds for building this, and I think the total is we need to raise about 7 million, I think, and 6.8 million, and every penny counts.
And you're on target for that, aren't you?
I am. We are on target for that. Thank you.
Well, thank you for talking to us. Just a quick second, really, just to talk to Ben Taylor. And you started that race. I don't know if you got to see it, but it's not a race, is it? It's a marathon. But you started it yesterday with your Yorkshire Pros. What was the inspiration for the words?
Well, there were no lack of inspiration, some stories we've heard here tonight, charities, community, everything, it wrote itself, so yeah, it was easy.
Well, thank you very much. We'll see more of you in just a moment, but that's it from all of us here at Headingley Stadium this evening, where we've heard some truly inspiring stories from people running the first ever Rob Burrow Marathon in Leeds, and how could their efforts simply go to waste? Not at all, because they were trying to find money to find a cure for motor neurone disease. A huge congratulations and a thank you to all those who ran it, and to the volunteers and the supporters who helped them along the way. Now, in a moment, we'll have the weather, and the ITV National News is up next, but we'll leave you with the thoughts of the Yorkshire Pros from Ben, who we've just been speaking to. Good night from all of us.
We've created something incredible in Rob's name.
Oldham is my town, but Leeds is my city. They're words that Kevin Sinfield once said. On the start line, it belonged to Holt runners, all 26.2 miles ahead. Pounding pavement through Parish of Poole and dashing deftly down Old Otley Run, through hamlets and high streets and over all hills, folk were out there, in shade and in sun. Whole city are cheering for them, in the same way it allus has Rob. 'Cause like him, they rose to the challenge. This city knew they'd be up to the job. Now, for some folk, this what first marathon, or some like Sinfield that run them wherever. Either way, all hard yards are done, and it's a day we'll remember forever. From that start line, just outside stadium, across all route, no matter the weather, all abilities, all shapes, all sizes, proudly marched on through Leeds together. Don't get me wrong, I know it wasn't easy. Aye, some ups and some downs folk went through. Some emotion, some aches and some pains, and happen a blister or two. In them moments, you remember your why, your reason for getting to end. For your family, your friends, a charity, for Rob, like Kev on a run with a friend. And what a source of inspiration the Burrow family are for us all. To see South Stand erupt and be bouncing like it did when Rob broke through with ball. With that in mind and some true Yorkshire grit, we've to enjoy them days like Sunday. There can be heartbreak, life can be cruel. You don't know what might be taken away. Awareness for motor neurone disease, since Rob and his mates championed cause, well, it's gone well and truly through roof, and that's worthy of endless applause. A Rob Burrow Centre for M&D here in Leeds, what a worthy legacy something like that would be. And knowing the strength of that man and his team, it's something I'm sure that we'll see. That's why it's been such a celebration, celebrating Rob and the city and all you. So when folk got that finish line feeling, they were proud of what they'd put themselves through. A day of emotion, achievement and aches. A day to remember, I'm sure you'll agree. A day to add to the culture and history of Leeds. The Rob Burrow Leeds Marathon 2023.
Good visibility on the horizon. TUI sponsors ITV Yorkshire Weather.
Hello, a very good evening to you. 1 or 2 showers around today and a few more to come tomorrow, but high pressure ostensibly in charge of our weather as we go through the rest of this week, so becoming quite settled. Into this evening, showers die away before midnight, long clear periods and perhaps a touch of rural grass frost with temperatures down to 3 or 4 Celsius in the Dales and the Pennines. Those are the sun times for tomorrow, down just after 9 o'clock. A beautiful start to the day, if a little fresh, and it should be largely dry for many of us, but just cater for 1 or 2 showers cropping up through the afternoon and slightly more cloud cover here and there for Yorkshire, Lincolnshire and Derbyshire. Temperature-wise, 15, 16, maybe 17 Celsius during the afternoon and a dry end to the day.
TUI sponsors ITV Yorkshire Weather.
Hello, summer. Piri sponsors ITV Pollen Count.
And we're still largely in tree pollen season. However, there are a few fungal spores and some early grasses affecting hay fever sufferers. Through the rest of this week, levels will be moderate. Bye-bye for now.